Ladies and gentlemen, when I looked at this Hell in a Cell, there was only one thing I cared about, and that was Undertaker versus Brock. I really didn't feel like anything was going to be good on this show. But when I did watch it, oh my gosh, there was nothing here. Because they are out of ideas. And I'm going to probably put that in my title. The WWE is out of ideas. It is sad to see this. They have no idea what to do with the characters. They have no idea what to do with the match quality. They don't have any idea to do with the talent. Most of the show, the talent botched a lot. And it was horrible. But let's go through this. Maybe it's because I'm biased. Maybe it's because I've been under a lot of stress lately, which I have been. Maybe I'm wrong. And you guys tell me below what you loved about the show. But this is how I felt about the show. Opening up the show. And I'm not doing the kickoff. You guys knew what happened when it came to everybody else. I just feel sorry for Cesaro. That's all I'm going to say. The only person there that has the most talent right now, that has the most over, is Cesaro. And that's all I'm going to say. But when you see John Cena, the US Open Challenge has been a horrible situation for anyone who gets involved in it. Because you think, well, he's going to be able to give someone a chance and maybe do a feud with them. No. He buries their asses. 100% he buries everybody he's dealt with. Until we get this. When I saw him show up first, I thought, wait a minute, something bad's about to happen. And I was right. Zed Coulter comes out, and I'm thinking, Jack Swagger? Are you serious? But then we get ADR, and I go, what the fuck? ADR went back to the WWE after what happened? I'm going like, are you fucking kidding me? I know ADR is gonna... Don't talk about it. I'm doing a debate of the week after this. It'll probably come out after my Raw review. Somewhere during the week, I'm doing a debate of the week on ADR and what happened. But let's be honest here. Seeing ADR was a big shock after what happened to him and him getting fired the way he did. And then John Cena loses clean to him in Los Angeles, California, where the most heaviest amount of Mexicans are. He drops the freaking strap to ADR. Now a lot of people are going to say, oh great, ADR is now the champ. Really? I felt during this match either ADR had to win or it made no sense for him to come back. And that he won, but what does he get having the US Championship? This is something to really think about, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know how to feel about this. I'm glad John Cena doesn't have the strap now. But then that makes you think, well, now he's not the US champ. That means he's going after the WWE World Heavyweight champ. But then what does that mean for ADR? I feel like nothing. But you'll hear my thoughts on my debate of the week later in the week. The Dudley Boys versus New Day. And what the fuck happened with Devon and that move with his leg? What the fuck? Like I said, throughout this entire show, they were very botchy. It looked like they were angry at Kofi Kingston. And they wanted Kofi to understand we don't like it when someone fucks us up or something. Because the way they repositioned that move, and then Devon dropping the leg on nothing. Bubba doesn't drop Kofi. That was the most stupidest thing I've ever seen from these two guys. And then on top of that, they don't win. Now I know a lot of people are going to say, well, New Day has to win. They're the more over. They are. But you've been putting the Dudleys out there for so long. People want to see the Dudleys as champs, and then you don't give it to them. Now, this is a 2-time they lost. And the kicker here is that New Day doesn't get a big rub from it. Yeah, Kofi's the one who won the match over Bubba Ray, but it doesn't mean he got more out of it. And this is sad. This is incredibly sad to see. The next match I'm going to talk about is Ryback versus Kevin Owens. Now, I felt like that was the second best match of the night for me personally. No, I'll take that back. The third match of the night. It was the third best match of the night for me personally. Even though it was very short because they were near the end of the show, I felt that Ryback And Kevin Owens did a decent job in the ring. They told a good story. Ryback got a lot of pops. Kevin Owens got mostly booed, which was alright. But Kevin Owens retained the title, which I felt was alright for now. But if he has no storyline, what the hell is the point? And that's why I keep saying, they have no idea what to do with anybody. They've run out of freaking ideas. But let's hope I'm wrong. Seth Rollins versus Kane. Now this happened, I believe, in the middle of the entire show. What the fuck? WWE pushed Kane. They promoted Kane as this monster. He started doing a duality type of personality, which a lot of people liked. I believe Nicole Beth, she liked his personality. How you doing, Nicole? I got your name right again. I wish I would stop messing up your name. It pisses me off. I'm just bad with names. But some people liked how Kane's dual personality had been working. They've been pushing to the point where it's obvious he was going to win. And then he doesn't. Really? You really didn't help Seth Rollins with this. You made him worse of a bitch than anything. You really didn't promote Seth Rollins because in the end, as a bitch to Triple H, who gives a fuck? Working with who? HBK didn't help him. Working with Ric Flair didn't help him. So what the fuck was the point of letting him retain it? It would have been better to just let Kane have it. And even though I know a lot of people are going to say, dude, are you serious letting Kane have it in this day and age? I'm seeing it from a point of view that if you're going to go there so hard, you might as well have done it. Because they promoted Kane so heavily here. It was a 100% guarantee that everyone knew he was going to win this. But then when they flipped the script, the crowd really didn't even give a damn about Seth. And that's the problem. Seth has been bitched out and has been treated so badly. If anybody remembers the review I did on Night of Champions, I said Seth was going to be bitched out even worse than he had during Battleground. And that has happened. Seth has been so badly bitched out, has been so badly promoted, he's an afterthought now. He's almost exactly like CM Punk when he had that freaking title for over 400 days. No progression, no caring, no thought, nothing. And it's ugly. Now, a match that I believe people are going to not even care about, but it was probably going to be considered underrated. And this is the second match of the night for me personally. Charlotte versus Nikki Bella. And I know a lot of people are going to say, are you serious? I'm seeing it from a point of view of technicality. How technical it was. I'm not saying technicality. How technical it was, I'm sorry. I see it from a point of view of how the Divas have been allowed to progress their skills. And I've said this 100% about Nikki Bella, and I know a lot of people don't like Nikki. I'm not fond of her either, but I will say that in this match, she did better than I've seen her in the last 6 months. She did well. But here's the thing. Who gives a fuck about Nikki? Because she has no storyline, barely any character development. She held that title because of AJ Lee, and Paige covered that, and everybody knew the reason why she did it. So I felt sorry for Nikki Bella. But then here's the flip side for Charlotte. Charlotte has nothing. The best option for Charlotte was to have a feud with Paige after this is all over. And they may go to this right now during this coming Raw. And I believe they will. But I think they had the best option to do it right there at Night of Champions. Because once Becky and Paige came out. When I thought I said Becky's name wrong. But when she came out with her partner and they're raising Charlotte's hand, she should have beat the fuck out of a Charlotte Flair. She should have. But that didn't happen. They were just all lovey-dovey. So that makes you think, wait a minute. Why the fuck are you doing this now, Paige? You are so freaking angry. You should have kicked her ass on this pay-per-view and then say something in this coming Raw. And that, I felt like the WWE had a huge missed opportunity to progress the storyline from there. Because it makes better sense. Because if you do it now on Raw, it feels like it's lacking something. Here would it make more sense. That's how I felt about it. Now, Roman Reigns versus Bray Wyatt. A feud I didn't care about. A feud that was poorly promoted. A feud that brought in Braun Strowman, brought back Eric Rowan, saw Luke Harper go somewhere for a while, then come back. This was bullshit. You bring back the mini Shield, then you briefly brought back the Shield, which everybody thought was stupid, and then you had this Hell in a Cell match with these two guys that shouldn't be touching for at least 5 or 6 months. They shouldn't have been touching each other for at least 4 or 5 months because they had their time before. And what do we get? We get a good match, which ends in Roman Reigns winning, but doesn't. Now, when you see the segment after the match was over between him and Dean Ambrose, you wonder, are they going to go after the tag team belts now? Or are they just going to go and do some partying or something else? You don't know. But it really doesn't give us anything interesting or more compelling to see these two go forward. Now, I'm talking about Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns. The only option they have with these two people is to actually have them feud against each other because there's nothing else for them to do. Roman Reigns is getting dropped. It's obvious. Dean Ambrose has been dropped. So it's sad to see they have no idea what to do to these guys and they have no clue where to go from now on. It's sad. Let me see. Am I forgetting anything here? Because I want to make sure I don't forget. Because they only had 7 matches here. That's it. Taker versus Brock Lesnar was the match of the night. Because I cared about Undertaker more. I cared about Brock Lesnar more. The match flowed in certain spots pretty well until each one of them got tanked as hell. Undertaker just doesn't look good in the ring much anymore. He just doesn't look that good. Yeah, he was much better at SummerSlam, but here it kind of shows how his performance in the ring has begun to really degrade. He just seemed to get tired much easier. Having to hammer himself into the ring and then into the cell itself really took a toll much faster than it should have. Doesn't mean I didn't enjoy the match. It was the match of the night. But here's the thing that I believe more than shows the WWE is out of ideas. Brock wins. Fair and square. He beats The Undertaker again. The crowd is elated by how wonderful The Undertaker was performing. And I admit, at first, I thought when they raised the cell that he was going to grab a mic and say, "I'm done." In some big form words. He was going to say, "Thank you, but I'm done." And I'm glad it didn't happen. But then what do we get? We get Bray Wyatt coming out. The person that I wanted to see was Sting. I don't care if it was without Bray Wyatt there or when Bray Wyatt was getting his ass handed to him. I mean, you see I'm getting frustrated here. If Bray Wyatt was coming down to progress the Sting and Undertaker storyline, I would have been alright with that. If Sting had just come out by himself and stared at The Undertaker and they're going to set this up for Survivor Series, I would have been alright with that. But what do we get? We get Bray Wyatt down with Strowman, Harper, and Rowan. They kicked The Undertaker's ass when he was almost completely exhausted. Kane doesn't come out, which I'm glad didn't happen. John Cena didn't come out, which I'm glad didn't happen. Sting didn't come out, and that fucking made me angry. So then when they kick his ass and Bray goes, "Yeah," they carry his ass away like a soldier on a shield. Really? Do you actually believe, and I'm being honest here, ladies and gentlemen, do you guys believe The Undertaker is going to be in a storyline between Bray Wyatt and the Wyatt family? Do you actually believe they're going to reconstruct him into someone tougher and better? I'm hoping that he comes back more dangerous because we have nothing to do. It actually would make some sense why they would do this if you're going to see from a storyline of the Sting finally versus The Undertaker. People know Sting is a vigilante, that he's a good guy. No problem. The Undertaker at this moment in time is the bitter old man. But to face the Sting, he has to be an evil man. So if they're doing this to try and progress the Sting and The Undertaker storyline to actual fruition, or fruition, I can't even pronounce the word, to actually happen, I'll look past it. But if Bray Wyatt's not doing anything, and this is just a stopgap for The Undertaker to be doing absolutely nothing until maybe Royal Rumble or next WrestleMania, then this was the most stupidest thing the WWE could have ever done. Like I said, people want to see Sting and Undertaker now. They've already settled this match between him and Brock Lesnar. So there's nothing holding the WWE back. But if they run out of ideas, it's stupid. It is. I'm sorry. It's just plain freaking stupid. But this is just my point of view. How about you? So I hope you enjoyed the Zane view. Please give me a comment below. You will see my debate of the week on ADR. It will come up somewhere during the week. I have not been myself, particularly having to deal with jury duty. I'm not doing it anymore. I've been basically taken off the roster because of my injury. That actually got me very upset. But when you're badly hurt, you just can't do things you can normally do, including sitting on wooden seats when you have to go and hear the case. They're not going to be 100% gentle to you. You got to be like everybody else, unless you got like Zed Coulter and a scooter. I don't have that. But have a good day and have a good night. Peace!